Hello, dear Twin Flames, and welcome to this special reading that I have done for the evolution of the divine masculine. Okay, with the three cards I have chosen, they are depicting the evolution of the divine masculine. Okay, the point in time where the divine masculine enters the twin flame journey is when they are in the Ten of Swords energy. The Ten of Swords is what is perceived as an ending, and what is perceived by them as end of the world. It's supposed to be a painful ending for them, but looking from a 5D point of view, everything is fine. It's just a it's kind of lifting of the veil. It's kind of heralding the end of their 3D matrix life. The veil is lifted and they will be introduced to a new world, the new world of 5D, transitioning from the Ten of Swords energy to the energy of the Fool. The Fool here is the Fool or the Dreamer. This is how we start off in life. As children, as teenagers, we are like this fool. We are so full of faith and belief and love. It's like the phase before being broken. Before we are fractured and our soul is broken, we are like the fool, the dreamer. The dreamer is a person. You see the knapsack he's carrying is so small and light. He doesn't have much baggage, and he's not worried. He's standing on the edge of the cliff and he's about to, he's about to, looks like, leap or walk off the cliff, but he's not worried. It's that blind faith in the universe or in God. And then on his right side, we see a chameleon. A chameleon is a symbol of a person who goes on changing and adapting, or camouflaging, should I say. Chameleon is a camouflage. The fool is not foolish. It sounds very like a paradox, but the fool is not foolish. He is in full awareness of the pitfalls that lie ahead of him. But he can become the chameleon. He can camouflage himself to survive. He can adapt. Behind him there are mountains with the snow-capped mountains. It's cold, and those are the barriers he knows he will have to cross in his journey of life, the hero's journey. The tarot is, of course, the entire tarot is the hero's journey, the journey of life. He can camouflage himself. The fool can become anybody. The fool, he can become a player, he can become a lover, he can become the hermit, he can become the con artist. He can the chameleon. He is the chameleon. He can become anybody to camouflage, to adapt, and to survive, to hide the innocence, to hide the naivety. And on the left side, we see a white dog, and he seems to be barking. I think the dog is trying to warn him of what he's doing. He's blindly walking off a cliff. This dog in our life could be anybody who's loyal and faithful to us. It could be a parent. It could be, when we are in this fool energy, there is always somebody giving us a word of caution. It could be our own intuition. It could be the gut feeling you have. And then the sun is shown in a very bright, the sun in the clouds. The sun is particularly bright. It's depictive of source energy, the source. I mean, it's just kind of the rays. I feel the picture is showing the connection of the fool with source. When you have that strong faith and that strong belief in source and in God and the universe, that you just know, you know that you can walk right off the cliff and there is a parachute going to open up for you, or somebody's waiting down the safety net. That this is the evolution of divine masculine, from the 10 of swords becoming the fool and then evolving into the emperor. I mean, if you look at these two people, the fool, the emperor, the fool looks very weak. He's looking like a frail lad. He's looking so weak and frail, and he doesn't look physically strong at all. His clothes are like rags. And he's hardly well dressed. And the emperor, he's dressed majestically. He's carrying the ankh. The emperor is the fully mature, awakened divine masculine, aware, and open to the mysteries of the universe and the truth of the universe. The wizened, the mature guy, the emperor, authority figure, father figure. The emperor's love is divine and fatherly. And a right hand, he holds the ankh. The ankh is a symbol of eternal life and eternal love. His love is eternal. It will not stop for any reason. Even death cannot stop the love of the emperor. And he's very much aware that life is eternal. That being born and growing up and getting old and dying is not the end of life. Life is always eternal. And although his throne is made of stone, so his beliefs are set in stone. He has learned a lot in life. He has seen a lot of seasons and winters, and his throne is made of stone. He's got very strong beliefs that cannot be easily shaken. And although there are rams, Aries there are rams on his throne. He's carrying a lamb on his right shoulder. The lamb is significant of the childlike innocence of the fool, and the naivety and the vulnerability. The emperor has not killed the fool's innocence, but it's not open for display. The emperor is he's well armored. He's wearing armor under his robes. He knows how to protect himself against the harshness of life. He knows that life is harsh, and he knows how to protect himself. But he is also open to showing his tender side, the vulnerable side, the innocence that there is to him. This is kind of a transition from the dark night of the soul to becoming the awakened divine masculine. The 10 of swords is usually a very painful ending. It could be ending of anything. It could be ending of a marriage, ending of a relationship, ending of a job, ending of something. When we feel that the world has collapsed around us and feels like there is no point in living. And you see the person here, this woman, she's got 10 swords on her body, pierced, but she just seems nonchalant. She just checking out her phone and she just relaxing. It's a picture showing that, it's like a false tower. Ten of Swords would be like a false tower moment where it's like your perception that your world has collapsed, that you are betrayed, and you have died. It's not really actual death happening here. I feel the Ten of Swords is very much required in life, to transition to the Fool and then become the Emperor. Here the Fool becomes the Lamb. There's a vast difference. You would say the Fool is a person who anybody can punch and throw down, but not the Emperor. The Emperor he's tall and strong, and he's majestic. You cannot look into his eyes. He's intimidating. So I feel this is a very broad evolution of the divine masculine in the twin flame journey. Starting off with the Ten of Swords. Swords, they are thoughts. So I would say this is an attack of very bad thoughts projected at you by some villain in your life, who could be anybody. The bad guys projecting bad thoughts on you, and maybe causing a false tower moment in your life. Evolution, healing, and becoming the Fool. I mean, it is important to meet your twin flame to become the Fool. When you're touched by that divine love, you become the Fool, the dreamer. And then the journey to become the Emperor. The Emperor is not a slave to his senses. And you cannot shake his firm beliefs, his firm integrity, his firm reign. He is supreme. I will be coming up with more detailed evolution of the divine masculine, but this is like the more story outline of the evolution of divine masculine during the twin flame journey. Thank you all for watching my video, and all of you all have a great day.